It's Christine Dobson again, and yes, it is blog time. I am here with your moment in ministry, and I was actually looking over the mitzvahs today, and one of the mitzvahs that I went over this morning and was studying is one of the first mitzvahs that says to know that Yah exists. Some people might say God. In our ministry, we say Yah, short for Yahweh, which is the sacred name of God that we believe in, and we don't feel that we are so common with God that we can just say his sacred name always. So a lot of times you'll see that a lot of people will say Yah. But it's to know that Yah exists. And I was thinking about the word know. The Bible says, and Adam knew his wife, and Eve conceived. And you'll have a lot of debates where people will say, oh, I know this person, or I know that person, or know means to have sex with someone. But know is intimate. It doesn't have to be sexual to be intimate, but to know someone is to be on an intimate level with them. If someone says that they know me, I would assume that you know more than just my name. You would know my favorite color, what I like, what I don't like, where I like to go, what I like to do, because you know me on a more intimate level. My husband often gives an example in ministry wherein people that know him from this era will be like, hey Tim, you know, how you doing, or whatever have you like that. But the people who know him intimately, like actually grew up with him, they call him Andre or Dre. So it just depends on what era you know him from. And it's interesting just to see how many people will be like, hey Dre, or hey Tim, but you'll know exactly what era that they know him from. So I was thinking about what it is to know Yah. And for me, the mitzvah is so great because it says to know Yah exists. If you know that a red light exists, you know not to go through it because there are repercussions if you get caught. But for me, to know Yah exists means that I know him. I know him in the fellowship of his spirit, of what he expects from me, what he wants me to do. And as I discover those things about him, then the more I get to know him, the more I don't want to violate what I know about him. If you know me, I remember one time I was getting married and they didn't want to throw me, I guess, one of them parties where they have like the strippers and stuff like that. I'm drawing a brain fart right now. But they already knew that I wasn't that type of person. So they didn't want to violate me and throw me a bridal party wherein there were going to be strippers there. So what we did, they threw me a makeup party. So we had like a Mary Kay party. And that worked for me. But they didn't want to violate who they knew I was. So I look at that the same way with Yahweh. When we know him, we don't want to violate him. We don't want to violate his laws. We don't want to violate his word. We don't want to violate what he says. We don't want to violate what he wants from us. We don't want to violate what he desires from us. So I challenge everyone today to get to know what it is to know the Most High, and also to know that he exists. Because when we know he exists, we don't want to violate anything or offend him in any way. And that is your moment in ministry.